Okay, so I'm going to try to make this quick, at least as quick as I can. This is my Back to Future Hearts video. I went to 2 shows. I went to October 28th in Kent, Washington, and October 30th in Portland, Oregon. So October 28th, well, I woke up super early at like 8 or 9, I don't remember. Went to pick up my friend. Oh yeah, I got up at 8. Got to the bus station at 9, and my friend's bus was stupidly late because there was traffic. I think if I remember, she didn't get to the bus station until almost 11, which totally freaked me out. And I picked her up. We drove straight to the show. Stopped at like somewhere to eat or something on the way there. I don't even remember. I think we went to my work so I could go say hi to everybody and be like, "Hey, bitches, I'm going to a concert. Feed me." So we did that, and then we continued on to Seattle. We got there Kent, whatever, same thing. We got there. I want to say it was 1-ish by the time I stopped making all my errands and stuff. And I think I got bit by something because I'm itchy all of a sudden. But anyways, so yeah, we got there about 1:30-ish. I want to say. Checked in. Found our friends who had meet and greet. We got our, and we waited and hung out and talked about different bands and had our fun. Got in, waited a little bit for the meet and greet, got both our bracelets, the meet and greet and the happy hour one, which made me feel super important because I had 2 bracelets on. Now, granted, not many people did. So I was just kind of like, woo, 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 woo. We went in for the El Temlo meet and greet. And it was really bad because I started freaking out because we went in there and people were going up to the barricade and just hanging out there and staring at the stage and stuff. This wasn't like them just saving their spots. They were trying to they were just hanging out there like the show's gonna start soon. And I'm like, what are you doing? And my friend Jacqueline's like, Megan, it's fine, for the love of Christ. Let it go. And I'm like, I can't though. It drives me nuts when people do that because they should know better. And she's like, Megan, just because you've been through 9 meet and greets doesn't mean everyone else has. And I go, you know what? And we got this miniature argument until I calmed myself down when the new manager came in and he started talking and everybody came. And then I was fine. And I was just like, I need to stop. So anyway, he told us the rules. And then, how did I go do first? I don't fucking remember. Oh my god. I think I went to Zach first. I don't remember though. I had to have. But anyway, I took my picture. I walked up, I said hi. Just kind of hung out with them. I didn't really talk to them very much because I figured I'm going to see them at the happy hour. So when I see them at the happy hour, I'll take pictures with them or whatever. And oh my god, my arm itches. But anywho, so I took my picture with them and walked on. And then I went to Ryan and he was just like, hey! So, long time no see. And I'm like, I know. I'm ecstatic. And then I took, took my picture with him, I went to walk away. He's like, see you during the show. I'm like, yeah, and I'll see you tonight at the happy hour. And I'll see you tomorrow also. And he's just like, I'm like, on Portland. He's like, oh, okay. And then I just walked away. And then we waited a while to talk to Alex because, him and Jack always have the longest line for some reason. I haven't figured that out. Even though they're all really just as amazing and relevant. So anyway, so we waited a while. I got up to Alex. Didn't really talk very much. Just said hi. Took my picture with him. And then he wanted a hug, of course. So I couldn't say no to that. Then right before I went to walk away to talk to Jack, my friend was talking to Alex, and she's like, you know what? I just have to say one thing about your outfit, because he was wearing this really red, leather jacket thing, whatever you want to call it. And he goes, yeah, what's up? And she goes, you really look like you're trying to be Michael Jackson right now. He's like, bitch, what are you talking about? I am Michael Jackson. And I just started laughing. I'm like, I wanted to say the same thing, but I didn't want to offend you. He's like, I'm not even offended. It is Michael Jackson. I'm like, fair. Well, then he's like, maybe I'll be a werewolf for Halloween. And we were just like, do it. But you gotta wear that coat, otherwise it's not convincing, because then you're just a boring werewolf. And then if you do that, you're gonna be the all-time, or the Michael Jackson werewolf. And he's just like, uh-huh. And then, shit, what happened? Oh, yeah, and then my friend was like, oh, I'm gonna go as Pikachu for Halloween. And he was just like, nice! And she's like, yeah, and Megan, I don't know, she's probably just gonna be Megan. And he goes, really? That's just Megan? I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be working unlike you two, so I think I'm just gonna be a McDonald's employee. And he was like, way to go. That's simple. I'm like, yeah, do you want, I was just getting the character. Do you want an apple pie? And he started laughing. He's like, no, thank you. It was really awkward. I was just like, I don't know what to say. So we, gave him one more hug, walked away. I waited to talk to Jack forever. My friend went up to him first because I was just like not prepared. I'm never prepared for him. So she walked up to him and talked to him a little bit, and he was just laughing his ass off, and I'm like, what is going on? And I didn't get to find out right away. I walk up to him, and I'm just like, hey, and he's like, I love your tattoo, and he points at my all-time low tattoo again. And I go, you have said that to me every single show for the last year. And I'm like, keep in mind, I've met you probably 3 or 4 times as far as I'm aware since then. He's like, I just can't help but stare at your arms. They're so mesmerizing. And I'm like, really? Well, there ain't much to look at, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He was just laughing, and I'm like, no, seriously. I'm like, that ain't shit. Then we took our picture, and I had him sign stuff, gave him a bunch of hugs, and he was so ecstatic. And, I walked away, my friend, and then, I was asking my friend, I'm like, so, what did you say to have Jack laughing so hard? She's like, I told you what I was going to tell him about my hand, because what happened was she had purple dye all over her hand, because she dyed her hair the night before, and she couldn't get the dye to come out, so she had told him that she was going to make a hand job joke, and I was like, okay. Well, the joke was, she walked up to him and he was just like, hey, and she's like, yeah, don't judge me in my purple hand. I just gave Barney a hand job before the show. And he had lost it. And I was like, okay, that explains a lot. And then I just couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, I can't believe you actually told him that. I didn't think he would do it. It was funny as hell. So then we watched the show. They did amazing. Then I went to the happy hour. And, we just went in there and they literally had exactly 4 tables. And, it was weird because the way they had us, there was just enough of us that, at each table there was an extra seat. It was the best, I don't even know how they did it, but they had it so organized, it was ridiculous. So we're all sitting there hanging out. They come through and pour the champagne or whatever you want to fucking call it. I don't even know what it was. Sparkling cider, something like that. Well, they go to pour them at our table, and they realize they're out. They're like, oh shit, okay, we gotta go grab another bottle. Now I mean the manager, not the band members, because at this point they weren't out yet. Well, then he comes back with a different bottle and starts pouring ours. He's like, oh, shit, I grabbed the wrong flavor. Oh well. So, all the other tables had, white grape or whatever, and we had, this cranberry grape or whatever, and I'm just like, hey, we're special on it. And he's like, whatever you say. And so he does that, and then he walks away. They get the pizza all situated. We all kind of, whoever wanted it, got a piece. And I was just kind of like, ugh. I just ate it because I was starving to death, and even though it tasted like shit. And, anyway, so after a couple minutes, they all came out, said hi. We're like, hey, come on. And then Alex did his toast. It was fucking amazing because he's trying to be all serious and everything. And there was this gnat flying around. He's like, oh my God. He just stops mid-speech. He's like, this gnat is going to piss me off. And we're all laughing. He's like, no, seriously, it's pissing me off. Well, then he's like, anyway. And he goes back to his thing. And after a while, he's like, fucking gnat. He's losing it. And we're laughing. He's like, and Jack's like, okay, calm down. He's like, no, I don't want it to get in my drink. And it was funny. So after that, after he finished the speech, he did his toast. We all got up and took our group shots. When I walked up to them, I just, we had a rhythm going. I gave each, I think it was I don't even remember who it was, Zach and Jack. And then I went in the middle you know, like, and then took the picture and then hugged Alex and Ryan or whatever the fuck. I don't even remember the order, but I did it. And then I walked away, you know, and I gave, like, Jack the biggest hug out of all four of them. Not intentionally, but whatever. And then I walked away, and he was just like, I'm pretty sure you just got a hair in my booze. And I'm like, are you positive I got a hair in your booze? And then I'm feeling my hair. I'm like, doesn't feel like I did. And he's like, I don't even know. And I'm like, are you going to still drink it? And he's like, I don't know. I guess I'll find out if there's a hair in there. And I go, whatever, it's extra protein. And Alex just looks at me like, dude, that's fucking gross. I'm like, I'm just joking. And he was just like, that's still really fucking gross. Well, after, I don't even know what, Jack said something else after that, but I just kind of, I didn't hear what he said, so I just kind of giggled, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then, after they were done with their group shots, each, you know, a random band member picked a random table, and we got Alex, conveniently, which was kind of like, fuck. Because that was, even, like, with meet and greets and shit, that stuff, this was, like, on a way more personal level, and I didn't know how to feel. Like, I don't think I was able to, I really didn't, I didn't say anything, because I didn't really know what to say. I was kind of, like, in shock. Like, apparently meeting them this many times doesn't do shit, because he came over and it was like meeting him all over again, like the first time ever, because of the whole personal effect thing. And he was talking to all of us, and like, first it was about hair dye, because his hair was blue and it was fading, and we asked him what he used, and we all, you know, he asked for recommendations and shit, and we all were talking about it. And then after a couple seconds, one of my other friends who was at that table actually got to go to the Baltimore show back in May. And they were talking about the national anthem a little bit. And he actually told us about it. And it was kind of cool getting that person, like, his side of the matter. Because we asked him if he was nervous. He's like, well, fuck yeah. One of the hardest songs in the country. Thrown on me. And he's like, and I go, he's like, I was out there. And you know how when you're on the phone and, like, you talk and your voice kind of echoes back? And we're all like, well, yeah. And he's like, so it was kind of like that, except a microphone. And he's like, I wasn't expecting it to ring back like that. So when it rang back, I kind of got scared, because he's like, my voice echoed back. And so I kind of got, like, I froze for a second, but then at the same time, I was able to, like, keep the words in my head, and I didn't forget, thank God. But it was a really good moment and all this stuff. And we were just talking about other stuff. I can't even remember what, just those two things. And, like, after that, everybody we, like, did, like, basically, like, a meet and greet all over again with each member. So I just took my pictures with Alex real quick, because I figured I got plenty of talking time with him. Then I went to Zach, and I didn't really say anything, but right before I was walking away, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be a sass. And he's like, why? And I go, so I just have to say, you know how you do the volume button on your phone, or like on an iPhone, and it takes a picture? He's like, yeah, so. I go, you taught me that back in May. And he's like, okay, so. And I go, well, you had told me that if you do the volume button for pictures, your pictures will not be blurry. He's like, what are you getting at? And I go, that is the most blurry picture we have together. And he's like, you know what? And I go, what? And he's like, I don't even want to hear it. And I go, oh, come on, Zach, let me joke a little. He's like, no, I don't want to hear it. Go away. And I'm like, okay, seriously though, most blurry photo ever. He's like, I don't want to hear it. And I'm like, Zach, he's like, no, stop. I don't want to, like, he was totally joking around, but I'm like, no, seriously. He's like, no, seriously, I don't want to hear it. It was the best thing ever, but I was just like, I'm sorry, I had to be an ass. And then I walk away, and I went to Ryan. I didn't really say anything to him either. I didn't really know what to say to him, though. And I just kind of took my picture with him and walked away. But before I went and talked to him, this chick was like, how are you? And Cassidy, or no, he said they gave him a picture to sign. He's like, you know, I look retarded in this photo. And then everyone starts laughing, and he's like, why are you laughing at me? You should love me for who I am, like Cassidy does. And we're all just kind of laughing, and then she goes, how is Cassidy, by the way? He's like, terrible, we broke up. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. He goes, what? I'm like, you don't even joke about that. He's like, what if I was serious? I'm like, shut the fuck up, that's not a thing. And he was laughing. He's like, okay. And then I went to Jack, and shit. And, it was mostly just pictures. It wasn't really much of anything else. But when I walked up to him, he's like, by the way, your hair was not in my booze. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. We took our pictures and gave him tons of hugs. I'm like, I'll see you on Friday. And he's like, see you Friday. And he got so happy. And then we ended up, finishing up. And what was really sad is while I was waiting to talk to him, Zach kind of got bored because nobody was hanging out with him. And, like, he walked past us and was like, bye, guys, I love you. And nobody said anything. Like, he just got ignored. And I felt so bad for him. It was awful. And I go, bye, I love you. And he was just like, uh-huh. And he just kept walking. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm so heartbroken right now. I'm so sorry. But, like, after the whole Jack thing, I just kind of sat over by my friend. We just hung out until it was over, and then I left. And, yeah. Can't believe I got to do another video. I think I'm actually going to do a part 2 video just so it's not too long. So, yeah.